In the future, the CWE team in the POCC will also be able to link to expert centres anywhere in the world to get real-time assistance and advice. Offshore will be outfitted with remote cameras so that experts onshore can see what the problem is without delay.
We're, talking about kind of being like Star Wars or... So, I mean, it does get funny when we start thinking about all the new technology advances and the cameras on top of people's hard hats maybe, and the cameras on our screens. Yeah,
for example, the good thing about it as well, you might not have to go to the field. I don't know whether the field will like it or not. So we can just work, through live camera and show what the problems are.
People have to learn to make use of the new technology. To use it really effectively, it has to be integrated by redesigning the old work processes. One team consisting of people from different disciplines and from different locations. One team with one data set and one goal. To accomplish this, new roles and responsibilities must be defined, made clear, and made known to everyone.
You have to learn them to make use of the technology, but at the same time you have to develop faster and better work process.
In a collaborative working environment, everybody is seeing the same data at the same time. So if an event happens where you have to react to, something happens in the field, 40 people are seeing it at the same time, and you have to agree on rules how to play.
The focus and setting has to change from the oil and gas industry's traditional individual performance to team performance. The redesign of the work processes is done by the people themselves. They are the experts in their fields, and they know what issues must be resolved. They are supported in this by work process specialists.
So it's not us just being standing in front of a group of people, in front of the user community and training them. It's more hand-holding them, walking them through the key steps and who's involved, what the roles and responsibilities would be, and how they would collaborate as a team at certain key processes.
Technological tools and well-designed work processes are essential in setting up a successful CWE, but the most important factor is people. They have to learn to work differently, have to be coached to meet the required competencies, and to be able to adapt to the new situation, they need to understand each other's possibilities and constraints.
It's a new way of working. People will, first of all, will not be comfortable straight away.
I think some of the pitfalls are going to be the actual usage by the other groups. The people thinking maybe we're invading their privacy.
With the POCC, then everyone will be coming directly to us because they could see our face when we have to shave every day then.
There are so many changes that have to be managed appropriately so that on the day that you flick the switch on and everything becomes available, that everybody feels really comfortable about working in this new way.
They have to learn to work in a team of different disciplines, deal with different roles and responsibilities, different characters and different cultures.
He does that a lot.
Generally, I think for Bruneians, we're considered as quiet and tend not to be outspoken. That may be seen as somewhat different, if you like, with cultures from Europe.
In the Bruneian culture, it can sometimes be seen as an issue that indeed confrontation is not the way to solve problems. I think a collaborative work environment is just what it says, it's collaborative. It is not confrontational. What we should be doing is be tough on issues, but be gentle with people.
The role of management in a CWE will change, of course. The CWE team is supposed to work more independently than before, so management have to develop trust in their employees' new way of working.
That does mean that managers also have to change. They'll have to get used that decisions are being taken on the work floor, and that they will be informed afterwards.
For us, it's good. I think we are senior in our work, so we work independently anyway. So I don't think in the normal way the managers will add a lot to our decisions. I mean, we always take decision, but the time is long. Now we feel that the time will be very short.
So my personal opinion is that it's an excellent way to allow the management to focus on the bigger picture and allow the business and the engineers to do their job.
And I think that is what the management of BSP gets in return for their investment and their trust in the CWE team and the CWE installation. They have to trust it. But if they trust it and if they support it and if they give them the authority and the support they need to make the decisions they should be making, then the return for them is obviously more production of oil and gas.
Even before the official opening of the POCC, the CWE team had already introduced the new way of working. After only 3 months, the results were already visible.
Okay. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Good morning. Okay, let's start with HSE.
Okay.
In fact, it's much better because previously, without the POCC, I have to represent well services on my own. I'm alone to represent them and in the morning meeting. But with POCC, I can bring my colleagues in and I can introduce to the assets that these are the guys who's responsible for each discipline in well services.
Quite often, sometimes we're not able to get three parties talking to each other all the time, and quite often after the meeting, a lot of chasing around. So now with the introduction of three-way communication, seeing face-to-face, and this gives us an opportunity how we can react very, very fast.
POCC, you don't have to go offshore, you just show your presentation from the screen and then the other side can look at it. So it saves time, less risk from the HSE aspect.
The workload is actually shared and reduced, and everybody seems happier with less stress. And we also believe that there will be less what we call firefighting approach.
Everybody else in the company are spending money, but this is generating money, because sometimes the monitoring depends on the information which is not accurate. Then I have to go into confrontation and correct it with the evidences. But now if the communication is better, that particular part will be automatically resolved, I believe.
With POCC, like this morning, we were able to demonstrate that some errors in a formula in a spreadsheet, for example, was quickly rectified by having the supervisors discussing with their onshore counterparts. You know.
There's been a history here of people having sort of personal spreadsheets and personal pie process books where they QC the data that they trust, and then they keep it on their own desktop, but they don't necessarily feel comfortable to share that. And I think we're getting out of that mode by being able to share and discuss things.
It went relatively smoothly. There are always surprises, but that's what managing a project plan is all about.
The results are that we will be executing well activities. The results are that we will be executing well stimulation campaign this year. So those are tangible results of the team working together.
The CWE is up and running, but it is a process that needs support.
It's meeting my expectations. I don't want to declare victory too early. I think we've all seen problems where we declare victory too early, we walk away, and we're not there clearly. We need to work very hard on embedding things right now.
It was a lot of work. It is still a lot of work, and it is a bit too early to say, well, this is how many barrels we have extra. But I am confident that the impact will be as large as when you try to introduce computer technology in an office, or when we try to introduce a telephone into the office.
In life, in working, you move, you change. In the old days, there was no email, then you have emails, you change your lifestyle. Now we have POCC, we're moving to a new era, new age, new way of working. We have to adjust to it, you know. That's natural.
It's only a matter of time, and it's only a matter of how fast it will move when all offshore operations will be remotely
controlled from desktops onshore.
For me, as Smart Field Global Program Manager, there is only one way, and that is to have a collaborative way of working. Otherwise, there is no smart fields to me, because you cannot optimize your well reservoir management. There's no way to do that without. Very simple.
It's no good having a first, and a first being good. The real value comes, when you've got 10 and 20 applications. So for me, it's important that we are fast in learning from the experience of the first and replicating it across many locations.
It's making our life easier.
For a company somewhere out in the northeast of Borneo, in the middle of a tropical jungle, great things have emerged.
It's the best way for people in the corporate company to interact.
I thought this CWE or POCC is the way forward, and there's certainly no heading backwards in internal technology.
Go for it, or you're left behind.